Hey guys, MeLikeBigBoom here, and welcome to Unturned 3.13.1. This week's update expands upon the cosmetics that we've been having for a very long time, the cosmetic clothing and hat and accessory stuff that has now been expanded to weapon skins. Now these are awesome. Now currently there are 4 different types of... Wait a second. You hear that? Oh god. Oh god, I have to go now. It's the commenters. They're commenting about the similarity of the CSGO. They're at the door now. I must go now. Farewell. Alright, but for real, it may be similar to CSGO or TF2 or whatever you want to call it, Unturned Global Offensive Simulator 2015, whatever you want to call it. It's still a good idea. It's a fantastic idea. I think it works great in Unturned, and these weapon skins look fantastic. So if you comment down below the similarity to Counter-Strike, I don't care. Sorry. Now currently there are 4 different types of camos. Now there might be some more in the future, but as of right now, these are the camos that are in the game currently. Now the best part about these is that they are completely free. There are no crates of these, no keys. These are all dropped in the same way that you do with the fish shirts and the turtle shirts and the flower and wave shirts and the khakis and jeans. All that stuff that you just get dropped randomly by playing the game. You also get dropped these skins. Now I purchased these because I didn't get dropped any of these, but they're very cheap. I mean, these were less than $1, and they'll definitely drop down because these are very common to get. They'll probably end up being 3 cents by the end of the week. Now some guns are a little rarer than others, like Avenger is probably pretty common, but a Zubeknikov is actually, I'm sure, pretty rare. But in terms of the camos themselves, they're all about the same possibility of getting them. Now there are 4 different types of camos, as I discussed earlier. Up here in the top left, I believe, is the multicam camo, which I have on the shotgun. This actually fits pretty well, I'd say. I mean, it's kind of a hunting shotgun, so it's a multicam. It really does just look like a hunting shotgun. It's kind of cool. So we can go through the forest, look for some deer with our multicam shotgun. And also what's super cool about these camos is that they apply to the attachments as well. As you can see, the iron sights are also camouflaged, but if you also want to attach like a red dot sight, it's also camouflaged. And put on a vertical grip, it's camouflaged. Even laser sights, it's camouflaged as well. Super cool. Now when placed on the ground, they look like regular blunt forces. They behave exactly as I discussed when the gold skins were initially announced. So for everybody else in a server, they would come across a regular blunt force and it would look just like that. But if the person who picked it up has a skin for it, it will automatically apply that skin to it. And then while they're being held, the person who is looking at them from another perspective will be able to see it just as you do right now. Even when it's on your back and stuff like that, if it's de-equipped, it's still camouflaged. But the instant you put it down on the ground, it's brought back to normal. So anyway, that's the multicam camo. Now the Arctic camo is my favorite, so that's what I got up for the Zubeknikov. It was a little bit pricey at $3, but still not really that expensive. But this looks fantastic. And if you apply some attachments to it, like this, put on a laser sight, it is totally tricked out. We have the camouflage applied to the suppressor, vertical grip, laser sight, and even the scope. But what's also super cool is that the camouflage isn't applied to these bars here or the attachment section here or on these dials or anything like that. And it helps it look a little bit more detailed, because if it was all just camouflage, then it just looked like a big blob of polygons. But now it actually looks super cool. The Zubeknikov without any camouflages and stuff like that, it just kind of looks a little plain with its wood textures, and this makes it look a lot fancier. Now for the other camos, I purchased some pistols to show you the other side of the spectrum, not just long assault rifles or shotguns or snipers or anything like that. I have the Avenger right here, very nice. This is one of my favorites for the pistols because it has this little divot section here. I think that's like where the slide pulls back or whatever, whereas on other guns, the camos just look kind of plain. Like on the Desert Eagle or like on the Chris Correct or whatever, they're just kind of plain, they're very flat, they're not very detailed, so the camouflages don't look too cool on those ones. But here is what a desert-themed Desert Falcon, so a Desert Falcon, looks like. Pretty interesting, as you can see here. Very nice. And then here is what the woodland camo looks like on the Avenger. I like this a lot more. But I think it mostly just looks cool because of the shape of the gun in combination with the camo itself. I think a desert camo on the Avenger would look awesome as well. Even an Arctic or whatever camo it is, I think it would look pretty cool. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up the in-game camos. Now keep in mind that these camos come on all sorts of different guns. As you can see right now, all sorts of different guns that these camouflages are available for, and they're just dropped at random. So by playing the game, whether it's single player or multiplayer, I'm not sure about level editor. I did see a few comments about that. I'm not sure if they drop when you're in the level editor, but just simply playing the game, you'll get these drops and you can sell them on the community market for some cash. In terms of some minor miscellaneous things that were also changed, we can now inspect items in the inventory screen. So like this Blaze t-shirt, you can click the inspect button and you can spin it around and stuff like that. Very cool. Or this rainbow bow tie, you can spin it around. Nice. And of course with weapons, which I'm sure its primary purpose was to inspect weapons, you can inspect them as well. Very cool. Inside the game, your character model is now a lot bigger. I like it a lot. It's a lot easier to see what you're wearing, what everything looks like, and as you can see, it's very nice. Additionally, if you are sniping in a town while lying prone and you get shot in the face, you can now jump to go out of prone rather than pressing Z and then running away. You can simply panic press the spacebar and you'll be able to jump out of danger. This also applies while crouching, as you can see. Also, in the controls settings under the stance category, you can swap crouch to O and stance to X, which is a new option, and that will allow you to hold X to go prone, or just simply press X to go in and out of crouch. And lastly, the one last major thing that was added was Steam trading cards, profile backgrounds, and emoticons. Now, I'm sure as many of you guys know the badges of Steam, but if you guys don't know, simply playing games, you'll get these little trading cards, or games that do have trading cards, you'll get little trading cards, and if you get all of them, you can combine them to create a badge, which is what you can display on your profile. And on my instance, I have a collection agent badge for having more than 50 games, but I have several badges of different kinds of games that I can display there. If you have all the necessary trading cards to combine into a badge, you also get other benefits. In this instance, you can get some profile backgrounds, which I have a profile background from Game Dev Tycoon, as you can see here. And you can also get some emoticons, which you can use on your profile info right here, on your Steam group announcements, or when you're commenting on other profiles, you can just use unique little emoticons that you got from these games. Now, Unturned added these, so now there are a bunch of trading cards, as you can see here, which are all sorts of different zombies. Now, Unturned has a lot. 13 actually. Now I purchased all of these. They're very cheap right now, but they'll be even cheaper in the future once they become a lot more common. So these are about like 15 cents each. But as you can see, I have all 13 necessary, so I can take all these and combine them to craft a badge. Now when they're all crafted, they will give me a badge, and then I can, wow, look at all of them. They will give me a badge, as you can see here, it's only a scratch, and a background. I got a background, nice, a police one, nice. And then canned beans, and you might get a coupon as well. So I got a 50% off coupon, Lily Child of Geos. Interesting. If you'd like to change your background, go into Edit Profile and select Background. Then you can select a background from the ones that you currently have. I now have this Police Unturned background, so I will save that and see what it looks like. Check it out, very nice. And you can also change your featured badge, which I'll set to the It's Only a Scratch one. And there you have it. Those are all the additions in Unturned 3.13.1. There were a few minor improvements, tweaks, and fixes, but as always, if you guys like to check those out, I will put the full update post in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and do all that gibberish, because MeLikeBigBoom is out. I'm here.